Welcome everyone. I welcome all of you on behalf of Edureka for this webinar on application and audit process, examination pattern, and how much time is needed to prepare for the PMP examination. So coming to the payment here, there is always a confusion here on the payment part. Some people think that it is $555. Some people say it is $405. Yes, both are right, but that depends on the membership status. Lot of people have this option of getting this reimbursed from their company, but their respective companies may say that we will not reimburse your PMI membership fee, we will reimburse only the PMP examination fee. In that case, I've seen a lot of people straight away go for PMP examination fee. So if you take PMI membership before you apply for the examination, then you need to pay $405 as a PMP examination fee. Okay. If you are not a PMI member and if you have not taken a PMI membership earlier and you straight away want to go and pay just examination fee without becoming a member, then it is going to be $555. Okay. The difference is of $11 only, but being a member of PMI has its own advantage and benefits. You get access to a lot of free resources, you get access to a lot of forums, and you can connect with the people, you can network with the people. So, and that's quite useful. Okay. And another benefit, I should not call it as a benefit here, but if any person unfortunately failed to clear the PMP examination in the first attempt, then within that 1 year's time, that person can go for a reattempt, second attempt. And in case, depending on his membership status, that person may have to pay the fee either $275 or $375. Okay, so suppose a person had taken the PMI membership and then that person applied for the examination. Unfortunately, that person failed to clear it in first attempt. Then the re-examination fee for that person will be $275, and for non-members it will be $375. Duration of this membership is only for 1 year. So you need to renew it at end of first year and end of every year, and the membership fee is $139. Along with the membership, you can also take your PMI local chapter membership. That is optional, that is completely on your discretion, and the fee for that may vary from $5 to $15. And only 3 PMP examination attempts are allowed in 1 year time. If you reschedule the examination within the 30 days of the exam date, then you will have to pay $70 as a re-examination fee. Suppose today is 21st July, you submitted your application on 1st of August. You completed all the formalities and everything went smooth. On 6th of August, you received an email from PMI saying that your application and payment has been accepted. You can go ahead and block the examination. So from that day, 6th August 2015, you will have time till 5th August 2016 to clear the PMP examination. And during that time, you will get only 3 attempts. So if any person fails to clear it in first attempt, then that person can rebook the examination after a gap of 30 days. So suppose you block the on 6th of August, you book the examination date for 15th of September, and any person went for examination and that person failed, then that person can reappear for the examination after 15th October. Okay, there has to be a gap of 30 days, minimum 30 days between 2 attempts. And rescheduling within 48 hours of the examination is not allowed. You cannot do that. In case if you fail to appear for the examination, it will be considered as a no-show. No-show means 1 attempt gone. Okay. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Any questions, any doubt, feel free to ask me here. And talking about Prometric Center, a lot of people have this question, where to go for the examination, how to go for the examination. So after your payment is accepted, after your audit is done, in case you are picked up for audit, you will receive an email from PMI which will have a link to Prometric Center. You can use that link which will take you to the prometric.com/PMI, and you can actually book examination on any of the centers given here. There are only 8 centers of PMI in India: Ahmedabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Allahabad, Gurgaon, Mumbai, Hyderabad. If you're outside India, then you need to go to this location, www.prometric.com/PMI, and check whether this Prometric center which is capable of conducting PMP examination is there in your region or not. In case if there is no Prometric center within the radius of 250 miles, then the option of paper-based exam is also available on those centers. You need to check with PMI for the availability of paper-based examination in your city. PMI is the only source or the single source of truth when it comes to any information related to examination. Log into their website, feel free to ask any question to them regarding the centers and all. Moving to the next year, talking about the examination pattern. Now, before we talk about the examination pattern, I just want to take a moment here and ask if you have any question, any doubt, anything that you want to ask, you can type it in the chat window. And while you type those questions, I'll take a moment to sip some water. Okay. So examination pattern, PMP examination is a 4-hour long examination, and in 4 hours you will have 200 objective type questions. And out of this 200 objective type questions, there would be some pre-test questions as well. I'll come to that point. So this 200 questions are all multiple choice questions. For each questions, you will get 4 options, and you need to pick up and choose any of the option there. There cannot be multiple options for one examination, one question. Out of 200 questions, 25 questions are pre-test question, and rest 175 are final marking question. Pre-test question means before PMI include any of the question or make some changes in the PMP examination question, they check whether this question is, they check the complexity of that question. So suppose PMI want to include a new question. Before it is finally included into the examination, they will put it into the pre-test category, and they will check how people are responding to it. I'm just assuming that they add this question, they give this question to 100 exam takers, and all of them answer that correctly. They may assume that, okay, it is probably too easy, or maybe the other way around. Maybe all 100 out of 100, all of them can fail to answer that question correctly. PMI may assume that, okay, this is too complex question. So they have their own criteria, they have their own mechanism to check the complexity of the question, and they do this checking by putting those questions in the pre-test categories. But as examination taker, you will not be able to see which one is a pre-test question and which one is a final marking question. You need to take all these questions with the same level of seriousness. Okay, you need not to even think about this fact that out of 200, 175 are the questions where I'll be judged. No, don't even think about that. I added this point here because people ask this question and they get confused that will I be checked on those 200 or I'll be checked on 175. You need not to worry about that. Okay, and your answer for those 25 questions will not be looked upon to give the final result. I'll come to this point also, what is a passing score and all in the next slide here. There is no negative marking in the examination, so you need not to worry about that. If I answer it wrong, they may do some negative marking. Okay. Examination, and no one has any idea how many versions of exam paper PMI has. That is a quite closed and tightly closed secret here. The exam is developed by a group of individuals from around the globe, across the countries, across the industries, who are PMP certified, who hold this PMP credentials. And in case if you have gone for a computer-based test at a Prometric center, at the end of this examination, at the end of 4th hour, your application will auto-submit in case if you are not submitted it, and you will get the result then and there. It will tell you immediately, congratulations, you have cleared your PMP examination. And within 2 months time, you will receive the hard copy of your certificate from PMI. Okay. And there is a question from Nilesh. Is the test adaptive one, in which if the question is correctly ordered, then the next question will be of higher difficulty? uh, Nilesh, I was just about to tell you something in the next slide. Let us see if that answer your questions here. Okay, which is the myths about the PMP examination. So I will straight away jump to your question here. That people, a lot of people say that passing score for the PMP examination is 60%, 61%. No, that is wrong. Okay, until 2005, November 2005, PMI used to calculate and give you the percentage and the total score, and till that time passing score was 61%. But after that they changed their pattern. It has become a psychometric analysis now, psychometric assessment. So this might be right also, Nilesh, what you're asking, because when we talk about the psychometric assessment, so based on the complexity of the question, based on how capable and you are and efficient you are to select the right answer or follow the PMIism in the most complex situation, you will be given score. But I don't think this question is dynamically created. Questions are dynamically added into the paper. uh, this this may not be correct. So it is not the adaptive test actually. It, there would be mostly predefined questions. But to be very frank, Nilesh, no one has any idea how this question paper is designed or set. Is it adaptive or not? But it's a psychometric assessment. Okay, and you have to ensure that you have to remember one point always, that you are a project manager, you are in the, you're playing the project manager's role. So there would be situational questions in which you will be given the complex situations and you will have to take a decision, you will have to take a call following the PMI guidelines and the PMIism. Okay, another point here is, people think that they need 35 PDUs to apply for the PMP examination. They are not PDUs, but they are contact hours. So before you clear the PMP examination, or to, as one of the prerequisite, you need to go for this project management education. And once you complete that training, you are going to receive a certificate which will say you have fulfilled that project management education, and that is going to give you 35 contact hours. Remember, contact hours are needed before to apply for the PMP examination. And once you become PMP, once you clear that exam, then you need to earn 60 PDUs, professional development units, over a period of 3 years time to retain your PMP credentials. Okay, and another part here is, you there are PMBOK guide is a very vast collection of knowledge. You need not to memorize each and everything there. If you focus on memorization, you may fail. So PMI also insists that you must understand the flow, you must understand the logical flow there, you must understand the concept here, because out of those questions, 65 to 70% of the questions will be coming from the PMBOK guide, or maybe based on certain topic in the PMBOK guide, and rest 30-35 may be from outside that also. That is to check your project management general knowledge, project management common sense, and that is to check your ability, and they will also check to wisdom to how you handle those complex situations, how you handle those difficult situations in the capacity of a project manager. Okay, there are 10 knowledge areas, 47 processes, and around 516 ITTOs, that is inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs in the PMBOK guide. You need not to memorize each and everything there. Understand the logical flow, understand the logical concept, and you will be able to clear the examination in the first attempt. Okay, so this slide, okay, Nilesh, I hope you got the answer of your question. In case if you still have any doubt, feel free to ask me. Okay, thanks a lot for confirmation. So this slide talks about the overall time that is needed to clear the PMP examination, or the overall time that is needed for the entire process. Okay, First step you have to do is go and attend the PMP exam preparation training. Once you go for the training, there you will be made aware of the entire process and details and the course structure and everything. And after the training, you will initiate your PMP application process. Okay. Once you submit your application process, then PMI is going to verify that or for the correctness and the completeness, and then depending on whether you are picked up for audit or not, it may take up to 1 to 3 weeks time. If your application was picked up for audit, that it may take up to 3 weeks time, or sometime it may take 4 weeks time also. But it all depends on how quickly you submit or fulfill all the audit requirement. I have seen couple of instances where people were already prepared for that, ready for that, and they completed their and they submitted their entire audit requirements in a week's time. And PMI is very quick in responding to these things. The moment you submit any application or any audit document, maximum within 5 days you'll get a response from PMI. So once you get your application approval, then you will have to go and schedule your examination. From that day you receive your application approval, as I told you, you will have 1 year's time to appear for the examination, and that is the time when you start preparing for it, when you start studying for it. Okay. Now when you start studying for it, you have to be very careful. Do not jump on preparing for the PMP examination randomly. Do not enter in that space without making any plan or without making proper strategies. So when you join the training, the instructor will suggest you some reference material. They will tell you how to study, what to study, what should be your approach. So you need to split this into two parts. First part of your entire preparation should be focused only on studies. Do not even think about taking the mock test, because a lot of people have this misconception that the key to clear PMP examination is do as many mock tests as you can. Yes, doing mock questions is very important, but you should not jump on the mock questions right from the day one. You need to read, you need to go through your PMBOK guide cover to cover, start to end. Do one cycle of reading, and based on the amount of time you can devote to for the studies, you can finish that in 2 weeks time, you can take 3 weeks time, some people take even 4 weeks time. So once you have done one cycle, then you can go to Edureka will provide you mock questions, or if you buy any book, anything will come with some mock test here, mock questions here. That is the time when you have to start. After you have done one cycle, one complete cycle of reading, then you start taking the mock questions, and mock questions will help you identify your areas of strength and areas of weakness. And then you start doing the selective study. Mock test will tell you, okay, you are weak in a particular area. Go to PMBOK guide, read that particular section over and over again, and try to understand, try to figure out yourself what mistakes you are making, and figure out the correct answer yourself. Again, go to the mock test, go pick up the similar topic, or maybe go to the LMS and start doing those mock tests again. So this will keep telling you from time to time how you are progressing, how you're improving on your weak areas. Edureka will provide you more than 1,000 questions on their LMS, and I'll come to the benefits of Edureka as well in some time. So after you have completed the entire you've done the studies, that which ideally should not take more than 4 to 6 weeks time, or 6 to 8 week times, depending on how much time you can devote. A lot of people say I can study only for 1 hour a day. I would say 1 hour is not at all sufficient. It has to be minimum 2 hours every day, 1.5 to minimum hour. Because when you start studying, it will take probably some time for you to get into the rhythm. And if you are devoting only 1 hour, so by the time you get into the rhythm, by the time you get into that mindset, it will be time to finish the studies. So make sure you are devoting minimum 2 hours every day. And if you are devoting 2 hours every day, then probably in 6 to 8 weeks time, you will be ready for the examination. So this is the plan you have to make in advance, and accordingly you book your examination slot. And make sure when you're going for the PMP examination, the momentum of studies is very, very high. Lot of people, not lot actually, some of people have seen they make a mistake. What they do is, okay, today is 21st July. I have blocked my examination date for 30th September. because I'm going to study and prepare till 15th September, and then I need to travel on business till 23rd. I'll come back within a week's time. I will get back to the studies and I'll clear that. I would suggest, personally, I would suggest don't do that. Don't do that. Don't take that approach. Make sure you're not traveling 15 days before the examination. See, examination is easy, not very tough. It's all in the mind. Some people say it is very tough. Some people say it is very easy. I would say it's all in your mind. If you are using the right approach, examination will be very easy. Okay. And a standard thing, just a day before the examination, just chill out, relax, take your don't think much about the studies, because that may make you nervous. Then go and take the examination, and I'm sure all of you will be able to clear it in the first attempt. And once you become PMP, when you clear it, then you will have to this is valid for 3 years, and during those 3 years time, you need to earn 60 PDUs to retain or renew that PMP certification. Now, talking about Edureka, Edureka is going to be with you in this entire journey right from the beginning. You can join our online training. Edureka will provide you the online virtual training, and the advantage of Edureka is you will get access to all the recorded sessions. These recorded sessions will be available to you in your LMS, and LMS is free for lifetime. You can access it anytime. So while preparing for it, when you are in this stage, preparation stage, if you're stuck somewhere, if you want to go to any topic, you can just access your recording, and you can get in, you can clarify your doubts. In case if you feel that you need some more clarification, you want to join some batch again, you are absolutely you are most welcome to join any of the ongoing batch without any cost, without any extra cost. And during this study time, in case if you need any assistance, you can log into our website, or you can contact our support team. It's 24/7 assistance from Edureka. You can get in touch with us if you have any technical difficulties during the application process, audit process, or study. We will connect you with the SME, and we'll make sure that your queries are being sorted out in a stipulated time frame. And once you become PMP, then since Edureka is a REP, registered education provided, our courses are recognized and approved by PMI. You can take up some other trainings which will give you PDUs. So PDUs are professional development unit. 1 hour spent in any PMI recognized activity is going to give you 1 PDU. And over a period of 3 years time, you need to have earned 60 PDUs. And at end of this third year, you need to go to pmi.org website again and submit your PDUs. So there are activity code for each activity that you do. When you do enter this activity, since we are registered education provider, that will be identified by PMI immediately. And you need to pay the renewal fee. Depending on the membership status, you need to pay either $60 or $150 as a renewal fee. Okay. In case if anyone fails to submit that PDUs and renew the certificate, then PMP credentials for that person will be suspended for 1 year's time. That person can anytime go and renew that certificate, but in case they fail to renew that within that extended duration of 1 year, then the PMP certification will be cancelled. And after that, if the person wakes up from the sleep that, oh, I missed my date, I need the PMP, I need the certificate, then he will have to start right from the beginning, right from the scratch. Okay, so that's about the overall progress, and I'll just take few minutes to talk about Edureka, the advantage that you get when you connect with Edureka for your PMP exam preparation. Edureka specializes in the virtual instructor-led trainings. The advantage of virtual is they are live and interactive online classes. Okay. And you need not to travel anywhere. You can be at the comfort and luxury of your home or any place. All you need is an internet connection, a computer, and a headphone. You can interact with the instructor, you can talk to the instructor there, and while preparing for it, anytime if you want to refer to your recording or the session that you attended, you can go to LMS, which has a lifetime free access, and go through your recording again. Okay. If you want, you can join any of the ongoing batch again, absolutely free of cost. So there's a lot of flexibility in this. And with this, we come towards the end of this session, and now I'll Okay, so the way the classes are structured here, we have most of the time we have weekend classes here, Saturday and Sunday, and they are for 4.5 hours each day. So generally PMP verse classes are day long sessions, so day long session can be very taxing and tiring, and professionals may find it very difficult to pull out 4 full days from their busy work schedule. So that's why we have these classes on the weekends, and that too either in the morning or in the evening. In case if you miss any of the class, you need not to worry about that. You can re-attend the class, you can schedule the class, or you can go through the recording as well. And we have more than 1,000 questions, 5 full-length mock tests there, and module-wise quizzes in our question. Okay, we will provide you 35 contact hour certification at the end of this training, and since we are registered education provider, so that certificate is recognized by PMI. And that is all we have about the application process and few words about Edureka.